So, this was a badass game. I mean, going around with a freaking jetpack and shooting people from way above. Shit, I dare you to start a freaking gang war that way. That shit was badass. You can't do anything better than that. You know, doing this, the stamina, the shit, leveling up the stamina and all that shit. That shit was also badass as fuck in this game. Not as cool. I mean, GTA 5 did it pretty cool, but not as cool as this game. Like, not as cool as San Andreas. It really, really mimics, in a way, the street attitude. It really does mimic it in a really good way. And it kind of deals with deep meaning, like what would happen if your friend was a snitch, like Big Smoke was. But, you know, people like Ryder, who happen to not be your enemy, but choose your enemy's side. There was a lot of cool things there, and dealing with your brother being arrested, and starting your own garage, trying to start over, and eventually go to the casinos, doing the casino shit, man. I loved this story, and especially in the part when you actually sneak into the military base and steal your very, very, very first, jetpack. You know, a lot of that shit was pretty cool. And actually going to all three cities, even though the map was kind of smaller compared to GTA 5, but a lot of the same scenarios, not a lot of the same areas in the desert and in even the foresty area. There was a lot of cool stuff. And there was a lot of really cool moments doing badass shit. You know, like, there was a lot of really cool missions, a lot of really cool things to actually do, you know. This was the game that introduced the clothing, going to many of the stores, getting your own clothes. Having the character named CJ was pretty cool shit, too, especially since he was a real gangster. And he actually flipped the bird and said, "Fuck you to Rockstars," like, we're doing this real shit. You know. The game just had constant good movement, good motion, you know. A lot of this cool shit. And it had a degradation of the character. You can kind of tell that Big Smoke was going to betray you. And you can kind of tell that Ryder was kind of apathetic, but I'm going to choose Big Smoke type of behavior. And there was just so much velocity in the story too. And there's a lot of nostalgia in this too, like especially in the mission. First time I ever played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, my dad actually let me play it during the first Bugler, the first mission that you steal shit from people's houses with fucking Ryder. That was my first moment with San Andreas. And it was a pretty cool moment, making sure people stay asleep and all that type of shit. And, of course, going to the military base, I played throughout the entire story from beginning to end, a little later on. But that shit was kick-ass. But this game had a lot of good moments, a lot of cool moments. It was constant. A lot of fluidity, like I said. And actually, the races were really hard. I did not like any of the races. I think they were just filler. Could have easily been side missions like it was in GTA 5. I think there was only one racing mission in 5. But there was a side mission too, which was trippy. But yeah, in the end, there's a lot. There was a lot of really, really cool stuff. I can go on forever with how cool this stuff is. There's a lot of good stuff. I highly recommend this game. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. GTA San Andreas, the most badass shit.
Welcome to San Andreas, I'm CJ from Grove Street. Land of the heinous, gangbangers in cold heat. And Los Santos neighbors get no sleep. Beefing with anybody, competing, even police. Four deep in the green rag with gold feet. Blast with the flag on the strap, that's OG. Stay in shape, hit the gym, lift the weights. Get super cutter, big and buff, nice and straight. You got stats, respect, weapon, skill. Stamina, muscle, fat, and sex appeal. You get clothes from Binkos and Prolapse, suburban zip, bacon and research. Watch your back when in rival hoods. They'll test just to guess if your survival's good.